Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gopherwatch League Season 5.5, the fifth week and the final match of the regular season. It's going to be the Chicago Cats versus the Awesome Anglers. I'm War. I'm joined with Naga and Fedora on production. Naga, how you doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Killing it. It's been a good day. How are you?
I've been doing great, honestly. Went to work, thought I was gonna ring, came back, got cut, and now I'm on the cast. So if there's anything I'm
GG.
not gonna get cut from, it's the cast. But hopefully none of these players gonna get cut off the team after these matches because this is the 8th seed and the 10th seed. Chicago Cats battling for their first win for also Paige's first win in like 20 years as well. So this is gonna be a big match for them and also big match for the Awesome Anglers in terms of seeding as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I have some interesting insights into both of these teams. I think it's gonna be an interesting matchup. Of course, we have the accursed Chicago Cats, captained by Paige. But I, you know, I'm gonna say it. They've got a shot. I like their odds with the whalefish carry, the
Okay.
backpack, if you will. They got some fresh blood in the team. We'll see how it holds up against the Anglers.
We will see how it holds up against the Anglers. Now, I think two very, very interesting teams, two very, very different teams. You said you wanted to had a lot of insight. So, what are your thoughts on how the compositions of both these teams match up against each other?
Um, you know, I I as a former frog, along with my friend Whalefish, that's all I'm gonna say. It's
Okay, okay.
Whalefish. He's this otherworldly realm that just exists in Gopherwatch League, and it's just he's just built different, man. I think if the cats continue to play around him and enable him, they're gonna have a really good time. And if you think about it, like they can get Whalefish going. It frees up more space for etc. to find these massive picks that he always does, and just makes it all the easier.
Yeah, I was talking before this, and I mean, etc. Whalefish has to be one of the most, dominant DPS lines that you could even conceive in Gopherwatch League. I mean, both of them so talented when they're put on their character, and Whalefish also talented, amazing Valorant player as well. I've watched him sing Valorant while still clicking heads. So great players in all regards for the Chicago Cats. Now, from the Awesome Anglers perspective, I mean, early in this season, it felt like it was more about, enabling Bonesy, Booney, making sure that they're able to get their maximum value. And they only have 6 players, I believe. Yeah, I think they only have 6 players today. So, what do you think the strategy is going to be for the Awesome Anglers?
I think they should stick to their big guns, right?
Mhm.
You've kind of seen what works, and goes back to your whole enabling Bones, enabling Booney. Um, Sonic Chronic has been especially strong on the Anglers. I think had a really good showing this year. Um, and we all know the Kerbology Blue Beam Bonesy uh scenario is quite scary. So if they can get that going early and use the momentum, I think they've got a good shot.
I would definitely agree. And, you know, first map is what's the first map going to be this week again? If you remember?
It
Oasis.
should be Oasis, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So first map on Oasis. What are your early predictions for this as a first map?
Um, you know, I'm thinking we might see some dive come out from the anglers here. Booney does dabble in the monkey character a fair bit. We might see some ball. Obviously Booney's still known for his Reinhardt, so you very well could see that come out of him. Um, uh, as for the cats, the tank line has always been a little bit up in the air as in terms of like what they want to run. But I think if they could really find a good place with their rush, I think, and they can really play together and enable Whalefish to get in those close quarters combats scenarios, I think it could benefit them very well.
I would definitely agree. Now, I'm not sure how these teams statistically line up on certain maps or certain not maps. I know the Cats have been forced basically into playing a lot of 2CP. Do you think there's a chance that we're going to see any 2CP? Because, I mean, felt like it was forced on the Cats the first 2, maybe 3 times they played it. So, think we're going to see any of that tonight?
Um, I think it's possible. you know, 2CP tends to play around kind of your tanking support line. Um, so if you've got a strong tank line that can really hunker down on the chokes in 2CP, can really exert presence. It gives your team a lot more time to find the picks that they need to break through. So I think it's possible, but I I, I personally don't think it's likely. I mean, um, it's 2CP. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, who wants to play that
who wants to play that?
other than the
I'm
frogs?
definitely not. I'm definitely not sweating over here as a former frog,
Yeah. Oh,
bringing
yeah.
everyone
Sure,
to
sure, sure.
2CP.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think about all those frogs trades, by the way? I mean, yeah, I guess you have a little more insight than I do, but I mean, in terms of those all the trades that happened through, I don't think we ever had a chance to like discuss it. So, I mean,
You know,
strategy wise,
yeah, it's looking good. I think the frogs are definitely on the up. They got a really good player in Ox, and they've got a dedicated flex support player, um, in Space Muffin. So it really allows Frog to kind of go crazy. It'll be an interesting switch up for Muffin Lumps. From initial taste, it sounds like, from initial takes, it sounds like he'll be on the off tank role, filling my old role, if you will.
Sag, no more Naga, Naga cut.
It's okay. I, I'm sure he'll do great. He'll do me proud. I love Muffin. I think I think if the Frogs can get their kind of team chemistry going, they're gonna be a really scary team coming into playoffs.
Definitely going to be a very, very scary team coming to playoff. I'm really looking forward to the playoffs once they start up. I like the playoff format, how everybody gets a chance to play, but bottom teams are at a little bit of a disadvantage. And then there's, sort of a stagger, like obviously top seeded teams place off against lower seeded teams. But I really like that format. I think it really gives all teams a chance, but it really puts a lot of pressure on doing well in the regular season. So I'm interested to see the playoffs start, but I guess we got to focus on the final regular season game, week 5, GWL Anglers versus Cats.
Yeah, who do you got, War? Who do you got?
I got Cats in.
Give me your. We're gonna do the
Okay,
desk pick'ems.
okay,
The
okay.
pick'ems.
I'm gonna seal Trey's prediction. I'm gonna say Cats in 7. Cats in 7.
Oh, okay, okay, that's
Two
bold.
two draws, two draws. Cats in 7.
I I will also take you up on that, but I will
Okay.
say I take the Cats in 4. I think they 3-1 the
Ooh,
Anglers.
okay. 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 And speaking of the Cats, I kind of want to talk about the Cats lineup right now because Papa Triste ETC is not really the tank line that I expected.
Yeah,
Right? Like am I wrong in like saying that this is not supposed to be the plan? Is it supposed
um
to be? I don't know.
I know Papa Triste did play some Rhine when they were on the Water Bears. Um I I feel like I recall that being a thing, but I have never seen etc. play tank. So this could be very interesting. It could be very disastrous, but it could also work very well. So who knows?
May have to switch my prediction to anglers in 7 after this one. TBD, TBD. Nah, but I think Trey said it best. I feel like the Cats, they've been through a lot of maps, right? Like the Anglers, it's been a lot of 3-0 or 0-3. The Cats, they've been through a lot of maps. They got the mental fortitude to stick it out in the end and keep up. Like they have experienced it all, and if anybody can do good while they're down, it's going to be the Cats. I believe. I have faith.
Yeah, this might be another Wales scenario, right? Like the Wales just playing so many maps and so many long games, and finally came up against the Ducks, and the Ducks kind of just got outlasted. The Wales were just able to maintain focus for longer throughout the game and ended up pulling in their first win. Could we see a mirror here with the Cats? I think it's likely. I
Also, just
think I
want
think
to
we're sleeping on the Cats a little bit.
Yeah, we can never sleep on the Cats. But just want to make a quick reminder before we head into game. The first game will be Oasis, but remember to donate your points to the Booney cosplay stream too. Everybody make sure. Booney, obviously an awesome angler and main tank, but when he
What
gets out of this game,
vehicle
we
is
want to
this?
show him that we care. we care about the Booney cosplay stream. That's what really matters in the league. So make sure to donate your points below.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Booney in a cosplay?
I always want to see, but like, that should be a daily thing. How many points do I need to give to make this a daily thing?
Who doesn't want to see Booney? Period. I think
true.
it's just a Booney diff, you know.
I live for Boone ESPN. Like that's the best. That makes my day every time.
I agree.
All right. We get to see some of these compositions come into fruition. You were right about the Papa Triste Reinhardt, but etc. on the Zarya, they're going for more of a rush/brawl composition against the Booney Sonic Chronic Brawl. It's going to be very, very fun. Prod, make sure to go to Curbology before the map actually starts. Okay, good job, Fedora. But we do have the map starting off, and we do have very different compositions, very, very different players, and a very, very exciting time ahead of us.
Yeah, Bonesy on a Doomfist, we're going to be looking carefully at that. If he can get value and get these picks early, it's going to be really big. And he gets a really big punch right away.
Yeah, doing a great job of actually controlling that high ground. They may have not have gotten to it first, but Bonesy just able to create so much space for the team here. You can see already getting a pick on the Cathect, but Papa Triste able to take down Bonesy. They're not really going to be able to stabilize just yet. Maybe they will. Papa Triste is going to drop down on a point, get the last second contest with the rest of the team, but now it's going to be an all-out brawl on the point. Papa Triste just swinging the hammer, trying to get Zelos off, and Whalefish finally gets that pick up. Booney able to trade one back, but still a fairly even brawl on this point.
Oh, Booney finding Page and the Baptiste is going to be a turner here for the battle. They've got to clean it out fast. If they want to get this point.
Clean it out fast, but Translate and Page both with their ultimates so they can get back to point and really stabilize. They may not even need it. You see the Cats finally get the point. Maybe this weird composition is going to be exactly what they need to win out this map, but only time will tell.
Yeah, Booney got his Primal Rage so fast there. That was like a 30-second Primal Rage. Crazy.
Very great Primal Rage, but now we have a lot of ults potentially online for the Cats. We'll see if they're used instantly, but the first ult's going to be used for both teams. We got the Nano, we got the Shatter, we got a few picks coming out. Papa Triste just completely swinging and completely denying everybody any space or any control, and Catholic's there to clean up the rest of those picks on Sombra, and Cat's doing a great job of holding there, utilizing 4 ultimates, but I mean, 2 ults were used on the side of the Awesome Anglers, so I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad fight.
Yeah, big Shatter from Papa Triste gets the cast and the Ana on the ground. Basically just ends the fight right there. Even though the Anglers had already invested.
Yeah, do see the invention of the Deadeye as well as the Valkyrie from Curbology. Just gonna be able to break the shield with a Deadeye, and Bonesy getting shut down by Transflex. It's gonna be an even fight now. Papa Triste yet again able to find another crucial pick when it matters most. Points already at 70%, and those 2 ults for the Awesome Anglers used for basically nothing.
And Curbology could not get the res off on the Bonesy. She flew in there with the Valk and got no value out of the super jump res. So kind of a very unfortunate timing there. Even while the Baptiste was down, and we see an EMP come through, and the Whalefish Blossom.
And the grab as well. They're just cleaning up basically everything. I mean, Bonesy able to find one, potentially a back cap from Booney, but Booney, the only one left. Primal Rage just gonna be able to stall at this point for a bit, but with everybody focusing on you, everybody swinging on you, even the Sombra hack, you're just gonna get completely destroyed there. The hammer comes through, Papa Triste lays it down, and they take the first point.
You know, that was really dominant. The Cats showing some really good coordination. They're sticking together. They're in that little death ball. Really keeping Whalefish alive. Cathette getting some big hacks, and of course Papa Triste just swinging the hammer, getting that cleave in, and it's doing them wonders. We'll see how this works though with the high ground that's so oppressive on City Center.
To be honest, I wouldn't know the name, so I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you eventually got it because I wouldn't have gotten it. You can see actually Cat's opting to stick with the brawl here and a few DPS switch ups for the awesome anglers, but nothing too detrimental. Symmetra maybe just use the TP out. Yes, it's gonna be, and then back onto Farah for Zelos. But looks like the Cats are gonna be able to be met by the awesome anglers on point, and we have a fight ensuing.
Yeah, so interesting to see that the anglers are actually matching the rush. They have much better poke though with the far mercy, and we see Whalefish already go down.
Whalefish unfortunately already down, and I mean that's the power of the far. You can really get so much control on this point and flank from multiple angles. And when it's Booney versus Papa Triste, it looks like Booney has that quick advantage. Papa Triste barely able to escape out in the end though. Now just on point by herself, and it's gonna be eventually wrapped up there by Bonesy. Now there's a couple more contests for the Cats, but they're gonna need to reset because it looks like the awesome anglers have taken control of the point.
Yeah, and this might be a swap that comes out because they see etc. on the tank, right? They're, you know, the Cats are kind of down their big hit scan, so maybe they're thinking, oh, this Pharah could get some really good value, and it has, as we've seen from fight 1.
Yeah, but this is fight 2. This is a whole different story. Maybe some ults coming online very, very shortly, but they look to somewhat be in the favor of the awesome anglers. So we'll have to see how they look to utilize them. Visor use instantly, as well as the barrage. Going to be able to find Transflect, and Zelos, Sonicronic just wrapping up all of these kills on point here. I mean, team kill for the awesome anglers. Absolutely incredible gameplay. 2 ults used to secure it, and now it's going to be full swaps for the Cats.
And that was really good setup by the anglers. You saw the Pharah come in from behind, and you saw the soldier use the visor in front, so the Cats could only really look one way, and they just got sandwiched between 2 ults.
Zealous with an early pick onto Paige as well. It's really going to be a crucial pick because Paige was the only player with the ult. The only other player on the Cats that's close is Cathx because of the swaps that they just made. So they may actually have to take another dry fight, or at least wait up for Paige to get back in. But the awesome anglers are so oppressive with this high ground. They know exactly where to play and exactly what to control on City Center. It feels so confident as Zelos finds another pick onto Papa Triste. The shatter absolutely huge, and Zelos just going to be able to
but it's
value. Yeah, it was huge as an EMP, but I mean, if you already have half your team down, there's really nobody there to benefit from that EMP. I mean, Cathx still going to be up on point, but gets shut down. I don't even know if that counts as a touch, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to get back into touch. Zelos with a barrage to deny them anything, and we saw basically 100-0 to 100-0, so I'm excited for this next match, or map.
1-1.
Yeah, some good adaptations by the anglers. Really kind of exploiting the weakness of the Cats. They don't really have really good pressure on the flyers with that Sombra Reaper, but Sombra a lot harder to play on University. So we'll see how this brawl matchup works out.
We'll see how this brawl matchup works out. Doesn't look like anybody is opting for any switches other than Kerbology off onto the Brig, and then Zelos off to the Genji, but just some minor switch ups. Now Zelos back on Cass, and overall, some of the same compositions. The Cass should be able to get to point first with that speed from Transflect, and they should be able to get some semblance of control, but when you have Booney on main tank contesting you, it's going to be so hard for them to maintain control.
Yeah, this is interesting though, because you're looking at a and Kerbology gets picked by Whalefish, but you're looking at a Ana v Baptiste matchup, and in a rush scenario, Baptiste should win that 10 out of 10 times, as the Cats are cleaning up the point and should foot Pier soon.
Yeah, and we'll see if they opt to swap any comps. I mean, a couple people are 50% to ult on the awesome angler, so it might be a little bit risky to do that just now. But I mean, Cathect and Whalefish doing an amazing job as DPS is just isolating the opposing DPS line as well as their entire team. The hacks from Cathect, it feels like they're just targeting Bonesy. Every time a hack goes through, it feels like it's just on Bonesy. We're gonna see Papa Triste gonna be able to use this Fire Strike down, and actually gonna be able to find Kerbology a single pick could be enough to win the fight. Now that one support's down, that's gonna be a green light for
The big
Cats
anti,
to
though.
go in. But huge
And
anti
a
and
massive
huge
shatter.
to follow that up, but it's gonna be negated by um Page's wrestling, and it looks like ETC just staying alive, being able to contest, even though Papa Triste did go down. ETC doing a great job of maintaining control of the point.
Yeah, that was a massive MO field by Page, saving all of them through that shatter, except Papa Shise, unfortunately. But they win the fight, and the anglers have a lot of ults. And there's the grab, the Deadeye, the Dragon. Whalefish with a massive Blossom, though. Holy
my
moly,
gosh.
he can't do more. He can't do more.
I also got to shout out Kathek just shutting down Zelos. Zelos went for the Deadeye, but Kathek just with an instant, and I mean instant, just full hack and then full push and just denying the value out of a fight that should have been won by the team that utilized 2 ults. But in that situation, it was the team that utilized 1 ult that got the better value because of their slightly better positioning. But speaking of positioning, we have the Maze switch, and we do have some big ultimates coming out in the side of the Chicago Cats. We have the grab, we have the Sombra as well, and they're just gonna be able to get another team kill. This
And
feels like an
100 to
absolute
0.
sweep.
I don't
Unless
think
they
they
can
can touch
contest.
her. And there's no touch.
There's no touch. Wow. Okay. So I mean, it was close overall. It's like not like we can say like Oasis was one-sided, but it was like every single map it was 100 to 0, 100 to 0, 100 to 0. But Cats are able to pick it up and get a lead when it feels like they need a lead because they've been down the entire time. See this amazing Death Blossom that was just backed by the entire team, but at the end it was Whalefish who's getting up all those kills, and great job by them. It feels like Whalefish has really found their place on the team despite being fairly new to this team.
Yeah, and I mean, like, coming from the Frogs, we've all known Whalefish is just a menace, and he's really flexing his muscles here against the Anglers.
Absolutely flexing muscles. Now, Anglers are going to be able to get this next map pick on Hybrid, and what do you think if you're the Anglers? What do you want to really force the Cats onto?
If I'm the Anglers, I want to force the Cats into something that really either leans really hard into the rush, where there's not enough maybe leeway for something like a Sombra to get away with. I'm thinking something like King Zero. Or you lean very heavily into your dive. You've got a good not Mercy. You've got a good Ana player in Miro, and you've got a good main support player in Herbology. So I think you could get some value on the dives, something like not Gibraltar. What am I thinking of?
Kings Row? I don't know. Gibraltar, Numbani? I'm just naming hybrid maps. I don't know. Kings Row, Gibraltar.
Gibraltar's
No,
escort.
Gibraltar's Escort.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
either way, it looks like it's gonna
it's
be
Kings
Kings
Row.
Row as a choice. Yeah, we're just gonna forget that ever happened, and we're gonna move on to Kings Row. Now, I like this from the Anglers because the Cats actually have never won Kings Row, and they don't have that much experience on Kings Row. They've always forced Numbani, but never really been able to, get that value that they've wanted on Numbani. But they feel more confident on Numbani, so I think it's good that you don't put the Cats on Numbani, put them where ETC can feel confident or Whalefish can feel confident, and put them on something like Kings Row where you can have this Booney Sonic Chronic duo kind of dominate in a rush composition or dominate in one of those amazing compositions.
Yeah. And I think if the Anglers really want to find success here on Kings Row, they just need to make sure they can keep tabs on Whalefish. Especially on third point, Whalefish just goes crazy on Kings Row. Something about him just turns on on third point Kings Row, and if they can shut Whalefish down, it's going to be a really good boon for them.
Yeah, it's all about who can truly get that value, and I don't even think there's a winner in the Brawl Rush thus far. I feel like it's been fairly even. Like, I mean, maybe there's individual differences, but as a team, it feels like both teams, it's whatever one gets momentum first is going to be absolutely dominant. And Kings Row is a map that plays all into momentum. If you're able to get a strong start, you're going to be able to end just as strong. See, Sonic Chronic actually switching to Diva to complement a little bit more Brawl, and Bonesy on the Torbjorn as well. So maybe a little bit more of an unconventional Brawl, but still could get a lot of value. And for the Cats, really just sticking to what they're good at. We got Whalefish on the Hanzo and Cathect on the Mei, which could get a serious amount of value if they're going to be able to isolate the members of the Awesome Anglers.
Yeah, and this is gonna be tough, right? Because you're seeing Bonesy go on the Torb as a Sombra counter, expecting to see a Sombra come out of Cathect, but I think they could be in for a really nasty surprise when they see this Mei wall come up.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, it feels like the Cats really just know what the Anglers are going to play and have counters for them. It feels like, you know, their team as a whole is just able to, you know, full counter. And speaking of full counters, the Mei wall able to get some early isolation. Whalefish finds one as well. Papatrice now on the point. The counter pin comes through as well as the anti, but it's just going to be onto Papatrice. Papatrice just holding up the shield, trying to find whatever space they can. The Mei wall, again, absolutely huge. The Anglers can't even contest point. 2 ticks have already gone over. Booney able to find Papatrice. Bonesy able to clean up a couple more as well. And it's going to be a reset, but that wasn't at all a lost fight for the Cats. They've already gotten 2 ticks, and they've already gotten a serious amount of momentum in their favor.
Oh, and they find a late pick on the Bonesy, so... Too late,
Whalefish.
They go in hard.
Bro, you talk about Whalefish point 3, talk about Whalefish point 1. They just destroyed, absolutely destroyed the Awesome Anglers there. Luckily, Awesome Anglers do get close spawns. Bonesy able to get back in time. Kerbology should be able to get back in a second, but they've already made it fully through choke. Unless something drastic happens here, the Awesome Anglers are going to have to back up basically all the way to the end of point B.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Bonesy has to stay on the Tor because of the ultimate.
Oh my gosh, Hammer gets canceled.
And
Shatter is completely denied.
oh, the Bob is big though. And they do get the picks. But it should stabilize here.
They're stabilizing on the back of Bonesy. Everybody's going to have to back up, but they've already pushed it about, you know, halfway through the choke, a little bit more than halfway through the choke. So all they need is one good contest. They could attack from multiple angles here, and Awesome Anglers really wouldn't be able to do much about it. So Awesome Anglers may have to play a bit slower, or at least play a bit safer. Zillow's looking for this high ground, seeing if they can find anything for it. Nano comes through onto Booney, and it's going to be a big one, but it's going to be a counter. The Mei wall and the Blizzard. Luckily,
Booney dies, though. I don't... That's a little bit of an interesting play.
He was walled off, so, I mean, it's a hard situation.
Oh, the bomb comes through, though. Boops, etc. out of the bimbo field.
The beat's also going to come through from Transflect there. Sleep, but it's going to get... Papatrice going to get broken back up. Another Bob for Zelos. Zelos is building these so quickly and able to hold on to this high ground so well. Transflect goes up to contest, but not going to be able to find anything. And with Zelos still on your back line, still on your high ground, it's really going to be so hard to push through this choke. They have to find some type of counter to Zelos and find some type of counter for the flexibility and the mobility of the Awesome Anglers. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get much value.
They have Grab Dragon.
Yep. But
it's a big shatter.
Booney just absolutely getting in, going absolutely insane. Whalefish finally going to be able to shut that down, but the picks are in the favor of all the Awesome Anglers already. ETC still holding on to this cart, though.
They could turn this. The Baptiste is still alive.
Definitely going to be very turnable situation for them.
Yeah, and the Reinhardt's back.
Reinhardt is back. They did
and
use
Diana's dead.
But unfortunately, Transflect and Whalefish go down. Luckily, they're going to be able to find that pick onto Bonesy. Kerbology with the res. And oh my gosh, Sonic Chronic finding etc. again. Now it's just going to be a Papatrice on the point. We got 2 supports that you got to fight against. 2 supports left to contest. And finally, Booney back in to sort of stabilize. We have 2 supports and Orion just dueling it out, waiting for another teammate to get back. Whalefish is going to be the first one back. Backed up by a couple others very, very shortly, but Respawn advantage is fairly even. Dragon going to be used instantly. That's
It's
going
a
to
big shatter again. Booney
Shatter
is just getting away with
used
murder.
by Booney.
He dies for it though, and Bonesy goes down.
Catholic making this swap onto Symmetra. Another beat. This is going to be an absolute brawl on the point. They got to shut down the Bob because the Bob is literally on top of the cart right now. Eventually going to be able to do it, but another anti. Going to find 2 on the Cats. See if they're going to be able to capitalize off this. Symmetra doing a great job of, isolating with those turrets. Shadow comes through for Papa Triste, but gets denied. Gets antied, and no, going to be taken out. Now Booney back to contest. Simwolf goes up. It's going to be a difference to see who can stay alive, who can stay on point the longest. Bonesy and Booney doing some serious work, just pushing slowly and carefully up into their team, and now Etc., the only one left, has to back up and rethink this attack. But no,
Yeah.
Etc. getting taken out too.
That's a really chaotic fight, and Booney has shattered again. He's farming. Etc. coming close to this grab though, so we'll see if he can get anything from this ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, last 2 fights, very ult heavy. So now it's gonna be a question of, can Booney sneak work? And it does. The anti, the Booney shatter, and that just enables their entire team. Booney with a little bit of disrespect there, doesn't even care, doesn't even matter, and we're entering 1-fight territory because of Booney shenanigans.
The disrespect on Madam President.
No way. To be fair,
No
Booney
way.
also used to be president, so a little bit maybe more respectful. We're going to see a little bit of a high ground push. The Cats are only 5 strong here. They do have 1 lingering behind a bit, but they are going to be able to maybe get the jump on the opponents. But no, Zelos gets the jump on Cathect. And now they got 5 up on high ground, but they're only just holding on to the high ground. They need to drop at some point. They need to contest at some point. Cath makes the switch, and Grab comes out. Dragon can be complimented, but it's not going to be there, unfortunately. Zelos just wrapping up all these kills, wrapping up the entire point. The bomb's going to be there to secure it. Cathect, you're going to be back to touch. Yes, he's back to touch in time, but I don't know what the Cats can do. Nobody's really going to be able to do anything. The hammer kill to close it out from Bonesy, and they stop them on the second point.
Yeah, good showing for the Anglers on second point. Really good hold. Better ult usage than what we were seeing in map 1. And so really getting the value out of their ults, especially, Zelos, getting those big picks, getting the bomb really fast, really fast, off the back of some really big dynamites. So we'll see what they decide to do on attack. I'm expecting to see a Pharah though. A Farm Mercy would definitely be in the cards here.
Far Mercy, I mean, when they were using Far Mercy on Oasis, it felt like, that was the map that they 100% to 0%ed against the Cats, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go for that, but we're going to have to wait a bit to find out. As you can see, Zelos just starting off on Widowmaker, and a little bit of, bit of trolling in the chat between Booney and Papa Triste. We know it's always fun and games between the two, but yeah. Somewhat of the same compositions, but Etc. making the switch onto Sigma, so a little bit of a double shield for the defensive side. It's gonna be fun.
Prod, onto the check out
whatever Herbology has. Always the most important part of the game. Herbology sprays.
So Bonesy on the Junkrat here. Gonna be some really aggressive shield pressure, as well as just excessive amounts of spam. But the Cat's also opting for a little bit of a different look with the Sigma. So this is looking like a Frogs comp here.
Yeah, maybe Whalefish getting in their head a little bit, but the Junkrat's definitely going to do a great job against the shields of the Cats. But, thus far, Cathect doing an amazing job with these walls, and Etc. going to be able to find pick onto Bonesy. Etc. a very aim-based player, aim-based, and Sigma definitely has the aim to enable them. Cathect with another amazing wall. These walls from Cathect have been absolutely incredible and really acting to enable, but the antis from Amiro just able to counter that. Both Ryans going down. It's going to be more of a scrappy fight on the point. Etc. trying to duel out this room. Going to be able to get the D-Mech onto the Diva and finish that up. And Pick's still going both ways. The Far Mercy for Zelos and Herbology, like we said before, not going to be able to be shut down. And Bonesy really just cleaning up. The DPSs for the Awesome Anglers doing some serious work. And Rez comes through onto Zelos. They're going to be able to stabilize.
Yeah. My camera angles are being a little wonky, so I can't exactly see what's going on. But good job, Anglers, for winning the fight.
Hey, and that's why there's two casters. One person just casts for the other one, and the other one just guesses exactly what happens. But as you can maybe hear or see, Junkrat Tire coming through, gonna be slowing down a bit from the Blizzard and not gonna be able to find anything, but the Shatter's gonna be massive. A Maywall to counter it, give them a little bit of space to survive. Nano's gonna come through, but immediately antied in return. Ults trading out on both sides. Bomb from Sonic Chronic, but traded grab.
Oh
Bomb
my
finds
god,
three.
it's huge.
Oh my gosh, Sonic Chronic, you're absolutely incredible. A little bit of follow-up from the team too. Two reses come through, and now it's gonna be the barrage from Zelos. Gonna get shut down by Transflect. Still a scrappy fight, still a very interesting fight, but it seems in the favor of the Awesome Anglers as they are just walking all the way up to this second point.
The Pharah does die though, so maybe the cats are able to come in quick here.
The Awesome Anglers have 4 minutes to basically move it like 20 meters. I mean, Maywalls can stop it a bit. Shatters can maybe stop it, but no, getting shut down. And Dragon's also going to be invested in this fight. Now, for the Awesome Anglers, you can easily just play this slow. You can play this really controlled. Catfect also utilizing the Blizzard, so this is going to be a lot of ultimates on the side of the Cats. It's going to win them the fight. Sonic Chronic, the last one up, getting frozen out, shut down. But now the ult favor is slowly shifting to the Awesome Anglers as they're almost back to Diva Bomb as well as Earth Shatter.
My camera angles are now fixed, and I now see that Etc. is on the hog and he cannot do more.
He cannot do more. Understandably so, though.
It's a big ante, but I don't think there's going to be any follow-up.
Doing a good job of, backing them up. The 2 tank ults for the Awesome Anglers versus a couple of DPS ults and support ult for them.
It's
both
a free
ults
shatter
can use
for
at the
Bunny.
exact same time. Shatter
Oh
comes
my
through,
god,
Sonic
another
Chronic,
triple!
and the tire. That's a team kill. That might just win it for them, right?
Yep, that I don't think they can touch.
Oh my gosh. Page with the
that's
Felk,
not-
but no.
That's just unfortunate. Booney sees Page put down the shield. He knows there's just there's a 2-second cooldown on the Sig shield and just instantly just slams it down.
How is this none of the Diva bombs? That's my
Or
question.
shatters. Willfish with apparently massive plays. It's just cracked. Gets Booney.
Oh, I remember this. This is actually kind of huge though from Whalefish.
The Mercy.
Yeah, this is
That's
actually
a
like
Hanzo moment
super
right there.
huge. Yeah, that's Hanzo moment. But Sonic Chronic with 3 3K bombs though. I feel like that's like pretty substantial.
Yeah, and I mean, coming into this game, we knew Sonic Chronic's been really solid for the Anglers. He's just an overall really good diva. He does kind of everything well. Really good at peel, really good at protecting his tanks. Bomb placement have we seen. The bomb shatters coming in huge off the back of the really big combo. So really flashy plays from the Anglers, and they get the dub on King's Row.
Now heading into Escort, and I feel like this is gonna be a hard choice for the Cats. The Anglers only lost an Escort map on their first week. That was Route 66. And then they've won on, I believe, 2 or 3 other Escort maps as well. They've won on Route 66. They've won on 2 more as well. I believe that's gonna be Havana and Dorado and Rialto. Yes. But I mean, what do you choose if you're the Cats here? Because it feels like the Anglers have been pretty dominant with these compositions, both on the Brawl and on Escorts throughout the season.
So I know the Cats like to take Dorado. you know, sensible, allowing etc. some really good sight lines, but as well as you can play a little bit of rush, you can play a little bit of dive, but the high ground just really oppressive on Dorado. Um, I can see them going there again. Um, I think Whalefish can find value there, but it might be a little tougher. For his traditional Reaper, Hanzo, Tracer, hero pool. I think it's still a decent pick though. I think, especially if they've been playing it a lot, I think it it will benefit them more to go to a map they're comfortable with, right? You know,
Uh,
even
The
if
Cats,
they, oh
the Cats have 5 total map wins, and 2 of them are on Dorado.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they've found good success. I think just sticking with what you're good at is the name of the game here.
But looks like they're actually gonna switch it up, go Havana as a map choice. But I mean, there is value in this because you're switching etc. over the DPS. You also put Whalefish on the DPS. Very, very aim based, very, very long sight lines. And also, the awesome anglers haven't played Havana yet. I don't know how much they've practiced it. Hopefully, Bonesy's confident in his team on Havana. Hopefully, they're confident playing these long angles. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and this is interesting, right? Because the anglers don't have like this dedicated hit scan player,
Traveling to Havana.
and it might be really up to Booney and maybe like some zealous tracer play, to really dislodge etc. from that traditional Widowmaker perch on Havana. We could also see a Sonic Chronic Diva going in hard with a monkey. Could also find some value.
I want to see etc. Widow, Whalefish Hanzo. I want to see it. It's gonna make me so say. Yep, there it is.
There
Yep.
it is.
I'm so satisfied. You knew it. The double shield comes through.
I grow tired of waiting.
The
Interesting
etc.
that
on
they-
Widow. Oh, so
Interesting
thankful.
that they decided to opt for the Ana with double shield
Attackers
instead
incoming
of
in 30 seconds.
the Baptiste. That
Enough
tends
waiting
to
around.
dominate and go for watch league, but as well as just everywhere. Baptiste is just really good healer with these kind of clumped up static comps.
You don't know anything about him.
So I guess the Cats are really playing to poke, right? Just burning through resources, burning through damage, and eventually just overwhelming the resources of the anglers to see if they can pull it off.
It's gonna be really hard for the anglers to really poke out these shields because it feels like the only people who can really place pressure on the shields is gonna be Bonesy and Sonic Chronic, but that pressure is gonna be very, very hard to come by. So it's a battle of more close range versus long range. See which one is able to, I guess, create a bit more space, but an early DMAX from Whalefish is going to really
big anti.
get that for the team. But Booney able to come back, able to
Adieu.
get back, but etc. You always got to remember he's always in the back line, always
and he
finding
finds man.
picked. But Bonesy eventually taking that out. Fight's going fairly even thus far.
Surely he doesn't get out here. Sure. Oh, he gets out.
He gets out. The Anglers doing a very good job of playing as a team, ensuring that they're not getting picked, and if they do get picked, they have a trade-off for that. Amira already has Nano, could use it on Booney at any point in time, or anyone if they really need it. Etc. playing extremely close range, but it's going to be a visor. No Nano on the visor, but if you're Bonesy, you don't really even need it, and if you're the entire Awesome Anglers, you're just going to use that to full wipe.
Yeah, the Anglers doing a really good job of just playing cover, playing the corner, just mitigating the damage from the Cats just through natural cover, and it's doing them really good job. Just waiting for the ult rotation of the Cats to really come into play here, as they've got 5, almost 6 ults on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the one free ult used there to really expose the position, but going to be complemented with the grab as well as Shatter. Maybe going to be able to deny that, able to find a couple and get the full pick onto Whalefish, but every ult's going to come online after 2 players on the Cats have already been picked out. But Bonesy finds another one, and feels like they used 2, 3 ults, 4 ults for absolutely nothing there.
Yeah,
Watching your back.
that was interesting.
We already see some comp swaps though. They might just be doing it to cycle comps.
The Reinhardt Orisa play though.
I think they're just swapping comps and using the mobility for both these people.
Oh,
Sonic
poor
Chronic
Etc.
Calm finds another. It feels like it has like a lock onto Etc. It feels like Sonic Chronic has a lock on everybody's head in this lobby. And this brawl for the Awesome Angler is just so dominant. You can see maybe a full switch is going to come through as Transflect gets back out. Yes, you can see the switch on the D.Va. They're going to match their brawl, but keep Whalefish on the Hanzo because they have the ultimate built up, and ETC on the Widowmaker. The Ryan Shield in play though, and a D.Va. It's so hard for this Widowmaker to actually get value.
Blade comes through.
The Blade's gonna be huge, complementing with the Shatter, absolutely massive.
We're trading blows though.
Able to sort of restabilize Whalefish, gonna be able to shut down Sonic Chronic as well. And now, it looks like the Cats finally have a bit of momentum, but it may be too little too late. One ultimate online for them. And basically one ult for this next fight. The Etc. Widowmaker ult I do not think will be the deciding factor, but this Shatter from Papa Triste, I think will. What will they be able to get from this final Shatter here? That is the question. Getting the duel with Booney. But
the Shatter's big.
The Shatter's going to deny the anti as well, or the nano as well a bit. But Booney's still up, still on their feet. Not going to be able to get as much value, and finally going to be able to shut down Papa Triste. But Whalefish trades out on Bonesies. Two of the biggest players are going to be down both ways. Sonic Chronic Calm. Well,
Etc. finds the Genji. Etc. finds a brick. Oh, it's a big Shatter, but he dies.
Sonic Chronic up left his baby D.Va, but gonna get taken out there, and they're gonna be able to get the first point.
Yeah, some late swaps coming in huge for the Cats. Better late than never, right? So they get past the first checkpoint, and they're on the second.
Widow Eyes. Gonna.
Oh!
I thought they're gonna be able to, you know, find a pick, but no. Zelos gets that pick instead. Onto Etc. Luckily gonna be able to be rezzed out by Paige, but now no res on the side of the Cats. And Tianda Booney could be absolutely massive.
Huge.
And Papa Triste just going in, complemented with the Dragon as well. Sonic Chronic finds one of the bomb, but Papa Triste and Transflect are already in. They've already done the damage, and now Sonic Chronic going to be completely forced out. Luckily, going to be able to get the full reset here.
On my way.
As Transflex just tries to hold them out at this choke on high ground.
Yeah, and the Anglers actually invest ultimates there. Invest the bomb, invest the well, Zealous is under the Tracer now, but he was on the oh, big anti.
Yep. Fires is going to be invested by Bonesy. Really going to
Bonesy
be
with the big
used to
visor.
find some huge picks that shut down both the DPSs on the sides of the Cats. As well as Boney, able to restabilize. Catpack, the last one left on the point here. And now 60 seconds remaining. The ult favor is still on the Cat side with the Velk, the Earth Shatter, and potentially a bomb going to come through. Potentially all ults could be built up in this final fight. But on the side of the Anglers, it's just going to be the remnants of the Herbology Brig Ultimate, as well as a potential huge nano if it's used correctly. But Papa Triste was able to shut it down last time. Booney finally gets that Earth Shatter, though. We're going to see which Earth Shatter hits harder here. Bomb comes through as well.
That's a good bomb.
The duel, Earth Shatters don't hit.
Both blocked. But Booney
Bomb's
with the
going to be
pin.
used.
Oh, the reback kill on the Whalefish. Paige with the res. It's big. Gets Papa Triste back on the ground.
And Booney's going to be taken out, so now the Cats have a Rhine, and the Awesome Anglers don't. All they have is really a contest from Sonic Chronic. The contest is actually going to be massive. Finds Paige and Etc. Bonesy also getting back at the exact crucial time, and I think the Awesome Anglers are going to be able to stop the Cats on point 2 again.
Yeah, really close fight there at the end, but Unfortunately, the Cats just taking one too many picks, couldn't close out the fight at the end, and the respawns of the Anglers were able to clean up.
Switching sides.
Booney says, actually playing sniper on this next one. I don't know how he's going to do that on tank. But, I mean, yeah. Truthfully, some really good team composition for the Awesome Anglers won them that. It feels like Papa Triste and Transflect and the rest of the Cats are able to match this Brawl. And they are able to counter Booney and Sonic Chronic, which are the players that they need to counter. But I feel like they made that swap a little bit too late, and that might cost them on the entire map because now they feel super, super confident. Both teams know exactly what they need to do here. The question is, will they do it at the right time?
Yeah, and this is going to be a little different too because before Etcetera's on attack, right? So the Widowmaker sightlines are not as clean. He can't set up. He's gotta kind of force these angles. And you know, the Angles were doing a really good job of just using these corners to just deny him the sights. But now Etcetera can set up. He can take his time with his shots, and we'll see if it makes a bigger difference.
Get behind me.
3, 2,
We will have to wait and see.
attackers in.
Awesome Anglers versus Cats, Chicago Cats. We're going to be Brawl versus Brawl. Question of who is able to take it. No trades out thus far. You can see both Widowmakers just really holding these angles, holding for whatever value you can, and etc. does have the angle advantage thus far, but nobody's really found that much value. Sonic Chronic's gonna be able to dive this high ground, really push off etc. from this angle, but etc's gonna be able to find one pick on a Miro as they drop, and the rotation is gonna come through. Unfortunately, Whalefish does go down though. So now they're going to be down in numbers. Page cancels that, and Zelos actually finds the pick on the etc. Booney's been pushing this cart the entire time and hasn't really found any contest on the side of the Chicago Cats. It feels like nobody's really stopping the attack from Booney. Finally, Papa Triste.
Oh, the Nano comes.
And the Nano comes through. That's going to be such a quick build Nano, but sleep by a Miro. Absolutely massive.
The Cats might be able to turn this though. Oh, but Sonic Chronic finds the Widow and gets the DMAC.
Fortunately, Curbology is going to go down. Sonic Chronic's going to follow as well. And now, Zelos really has to get out, escape this position as getting dove by Transflect. Luckily, Booney's going to be there to back them up. It's going to be a clean reset as Whalefish will be a little bit staggered out, but should be able to make it back in time for this next fight. But Booney's already going in. And Booney does have Shatter. We'll see which Shatter is going to be hit bigger here. The duel between the two University of Minnesota presidents. Shatter comes through. Booney is the one who hits. Both Diva Bombs utilized. Booney gets the block as well. Papa Triste goes down to the Fire Strike. And now, it's going to be a stronger tank line.
Big res though for Page.
Comes in.
Oh, but the blade.
The Nano Blade. You literally can't do anything. Bonesy finds 1, 2, 3. A fourth as well. Bonesy just shuts down the entire team. Whalefish is showing up though. Transflect still alive, but now it's just going to be a DMAC Whalefish, and that can't do enough there. Now 4 minutes that they have to push it through this entire point.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Papa Triste gets a Shatter blocked. Booney lands a big Shatter. Just better value coming out from Booney's ultimate, so they win the fight. And this is going to be difficult because second point Widow is very difficult to play.
Yeah, and there's no chance at third point for either of these teams, so it doesn't even matter now. You really have to turn this value. But we do have Widow's Mash. Transflect unfortunately goes down, and Booney almost got the Shatter. Dragon's going to come through as well as the Nano. Papa Triste attempting to duel out, but Zelos finding so many picks. The Dragon's eventually going to get the remnants of an effect on to Booney, and Curbology going down as well. The positioning for the Chicago Cats is going to be very, very good as Whalefish takes the duel against Zelos. Going to be able to win it, but Bonesy tries to go back for any value, backed up by Sonic Chronic. Looks like it's just going to be a full reset. Zelos is going to be staggered out a little bit more, and it's going to give the Chicago Cats a chance to recuperate, get a full hold, but a lot of ults are going to come into play for the Awesome Anglers very quickly.
Yeah, this is gonna be a scary fight for the Cats, but if they can hold it out, big pick onto Amiro, they could look really good. Zelos just really getting the better end of these Widow duels this point. Oh, and Bonesy coming up big with 2 kills.
Papatrice may have been able to take out Booney, but not going to be able to take out the entire rest of the team of the awesome anglers.
They should have another fight here.
They do have one more fight, but it's going to be the question of will that one more fight matter, and when you have Nanoblade, as well as Bomb, as well as Shatter, the Cats really have to pull some type of miracle. This Shatter and this Bomb from Transflex and Papatrice have to be absolutely huge.
Booney with the big Shatter.
And backed up by Bonesy, Nanoblade, Bomb invested by nobody, and okay, that's just over. The awesome anglers just, again, wipe with the ults and take this point.
Yeah, big ult usage for the team wipe and the map win.
Whalefish, play the game again.
Dude, man, Whalefish is so good, man.
The former frogs got to look out for each other, and Whalefish.
He's clean with it.
He's clean with it. I would have shot Dragon right there. I don't have cared. Like, Dragon would have been my next thing. Just Dragon everybody else. That would have been crazy.
At least he didn't get mammed again.
You made
Yep.
the right
On Havana.
decision.
Logan not in the lobby. Can't deflect that Dragon Strike arrow right into his skull. But Anglers do take the map. And it is 2-1. Anglers up.
Now the 2-1 lead. I mean, the Cats have experience on 2CP. It could be possible. We could see a 2CP. We'll have to wait and see exactly what they say. I mean, Anglers, it feels like the brawls are like a decent amount even when the Cats are on attack, but when they're on defense, it feels like they aren't able to hold space as well. Especially when you have people like Zelos and Bonesy just going in and finding these picks at the right time. It feels like the Cats just can't be confident on their brawl if they're having to play defensively.
Yeah. You bring up a good point. That the Cats do look good on attack. I think that's why the control maps were good for them. A lot more of a neutral scenario, kind of. But these kind of, I don't want to say objective based, because control as an objective, obviously it is the point. But these kind of local, smaller like area fights seem to be favoring the anglers. Just because Bonesy can really get value on his DPS pool, and Booney is really capable of just holding down the objective. And the Cats just seem to struggle with that duo. Maybe we see some swaps come through from the Cats on Blizzard World here. Oh, no swaps though. Seems like just the map. So we're gonna see an etc. Widow, I assume. Whalefish on the Hanzo or the Reaper, maybe the Soldier. And I'm expecting basically identical tank lines.
It feels like Papatrice and Transflex can't really create a tank line that can match a Booney Sonic Chronic Brawl tank line. So they just brawl to counter. And I feel like when they're brawling to counter, it works. We do get to see Papatrice on the Sigma. That's going to be matched by a Sonic Chronic Sigma. But I don't know if this tank line is going to be exactly what the Cats need. What do you think?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I think the Sigma's a good pick here on Blizzard World. There's just so many different places that the anglers can post up. Having a mobile shield is really useful. I think Transflex needs to go into the Orisa here. We've seen him play it on. We saw it play it on Havana. I think the comp just favors Orisa more here. You're trying to poke them out, but you're playing Diva, so this is a bit. Oh, and he does swap to the Orisa. Okay.
Maybe
So they're
some
playing hard
mind
double
games.
shield here.
I like it. I like the mind games. But remember, double shield was countered by the awesome anglers. We'll have to see if it's going to be countered again. And it's going to be hard to really, create this space. So great job really taking this high ground. They could even do a far rotation. But with a double shield to counter that, it's really going to be who can fry down these shields first, who can really find the crucial picks at the right time. Feels like the Cats don't really have anything to fully pressure the shields other than the Orisa. But, I mean, anglers, experts at actually putting down pressure and have really left the Cats in an awkward situation. They have rotated all the way around the point, but no picks to come from it yet. And high ground still in favor of the awesome anglers. Dynamite was massive. Cats doing a great job of staying together. And oh my gosh, Cathek builds up that nano in record speed. Gonna hit Etc. with it, but Etc. not gonna be able to hit anything other than the turret. Zelos hitting their shots though. Gonna be able to find 2. The res comes through under Whalefish, so effectively 1. Cats could still win this fight if they're gonna be able to find these picks. They've taken the high ground, and Whalefish and Etc. have taken the space. That might be all they need. As Bonesy trying to stabilize best they can. Did get antied. Flux is gonna come through, but it's gonna lift the High Noon. High Noon's gonna find Zelos. And no res there to save Zelos this time. But trades still going both ways despite that. Booney, Sonochronic still alive on point, still contesting with their last breaths. But finally, Booney goes down, Sonochronic gets taken out, and the Cats have taken the control of the first objective.
Yeah, the respawn advantage coming in big for the Cats there. It was looking a little shaky for them, but they were able to hold on, played their corners really well, and just stayed in the fight. Another big dynamite though from Zelos. He's been hitting these all game.
And they held on to ults a lot better than the awesome anglers did. Awesome anglers really using 2 to 3 there at the end. Well, the Cats have 2 to 3 built up right now. Maybe even a 4th and a 5th coming in very, very shortly. The core from Bonesy able to really, deny this point. Dragon gonna try to find the space, but Bonesy's gonna be able to be the only one getting these picks. They've pushed all the way up to high ground and have really dismantled the Chicago Cats. Eventually gonna be taken out by Transflect, but damage has been done.
Oh, but Sonic Chronic gets the better of Paige.
Etc. still left, dueling against Sonic Chronic and Booney, but I mean, at that point, you just gotta die, regroup with the team. But, I mean, just because Etc. was able to take that duel, they've already pushed the cart at least through the choke.
Oh, the nano comes through. Bong was invested to kind of counter that. It's a big anti, though. And the Shatter's huge.
And the Shatter, absolutely massive. Cathek and Etc. are the only ones left really trying to contest here. Bones is gonna be able to poke him out, regain control of this choke. Bonesy able to find Etc. and Cathect on the way out too. So now it's gonna have to be a full reset. Everybody in the Cats taken down. Have to wait on the swaps to come through. And Etc. swapping onto the Widowmaker. I don't know if that's gonna be the solution here, but definitely looking for it to be.
And an early Flux catches out Papa Triste and does get the kill. So that's another just fight that he was winning. That's more time off the clock.
It's always this second point that the awesome anglers are able to do so well at holding. The Chicago Cats really haven't found an answer when the awesome anglers have this basically Booney and Sonic Chronic locking down every potential angle. Papa Triste and Transflect really doing their best they can, but on double shield, you really have to look for these flanks, look for this position. I mean, you had the nano invested, but gets shut down. Multiple ults come through on the side of the awesome anglers, and it's gonna take out Transflect. Etc. going down as well, but not before they find a pick on Zelos. Both the DPSs of the awesome anglers do go down. Scribology with a res onto Zelos. It's gonna be just Booney trying to stabilize. It's gonna be Papa Triste, and because Bob is up there, Chicago Cats yet again have to wait.
Yeah, and Etc. and the Page are just trapped behind. Oh,
and Booney with
that's an interesting sequence.
Booney with the funny pin there. goes down as well. Ma'am moment. Hit him with the ma'am. Yeah.
Herbology's been getting some really good reses this match.
Herbology's been getting some amazing reses. As well as the nanos from Amiro and the antis from Amiro, absolutely massive. Now, both ultimates online, as well as the shatter from Booney. You gotta remember when they're in the back.
Oh my lord.
Transflag.
From downtown. It's a big flux though. That's absolutely massive.
Flux finds
Sonic Chronic
two.
is just gaming.
Sonic Chronic literally just gaming. Feels like every time Sonic Chronic ults, it's a guaranteed like 2 or 3.
I mean, if we just look at the
So good.
stats, right? It's pretty even across the board. The DPS of the Anglos have a little more damage, but Sonic Chronic just doubling the pace of the opposing Sigma, putting in so much work. Etc. with a big pick though onto Cabrology.
The Cats really do have to pick up this pace if they want to do anything. Transflict gets sleeped on high ground and also dynamited. Buck's gonna come through, but not gonna be able to find anything other than Sonic. Oh, actually gonna be able to find Sonic Chronic. That's gonna be a huge pick. Sigma shuts down Sigma, and Transflict to the shutdown on to Booney as well. Bonesy goes down. This could be winnable for the Chicago Cats if they're able to stay up, but 3 ults on the board if the
big
Awesome
kill.
Anglers are gonna be able to contest. Got a nano coming through. Ultimate for
Oh, Booney's just going in.
Booney as well. Bonesy enabled. Only have a meter left to contest, but with Sonic Chronic Zelos in every ult of the Awesome Anglers, it's gonna be so hard to win these. And the timing from the Anglers, impeccable. At the end of every single match, they have 3 to 4 ults they can just drop on the Cats, and it's just so dominant every single time. The Cats doing an amazing push towards this second point, but at the end, it's just like they come back and they just roll through with their ults. The Cats really have no answer for 4 to 5 ults of the Awesome Anglers, timed perfectly.
Yeah, the Anglers are just playing these second points so well. The Cats over-investing a little bit in their penultimate fight. I think they got a little bit too panicky. They thought, you know, last fight territory, we got to dump all these ults, we got to get this win. And fair enough, you know, it's a tough situation. But it ended up, you know, biting them back in the butt, and they weren't able to sustain through that last fight. And ended up just getting zoned away by the Coon and the Nano Reinhardt, and but still a good push, respectable, all the way basically to second point. So it is still a solid win condition for the Cats, and they can definitely win off some really good coordination and some good picks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a question of will they have the coordination to actually win it. Zelos going on to the Widowmaker again, and has actually been really showing up against etc. on this Widowmaker. Early Dynamite gonna come through, not really gonna be able to hit anybody just yet though. As Bonesy goes up for potentially a little bit of value, a little bit of space. And anti actually his Transflict. I don't know how Amiro's been hitting these antis, but they've been absolutely amazing for the Awesome Anglers. Etc. gonna be able to take down Zelos though. Early res from Herbology, but forcing out the early res might be what the Cats need to do, as Etc. just really lighting up here. Find Bonesy. Bonesy's not gonna be able to be rezzed. Zelos goes down as well. Etc. It's a montage maker, and the other montage maker, Whalefish, there to back them up as well. Dynamite hitting Booney as well, and now Awesome Angler is forced to back up, but Amiro already has the nano. He's gonna be able to stabilize, so I'm looking for a big nano for the Awesome Anglers early.
Yeah, etc. already up to the Bob. Just super quick pace from him. Really good picks from the DPS and the Cats. If they can keep this up, they've got a good defense on their hands.
They really have to put up a good defense here.
Oh, and a pick onto Amiro already.
And that's huge because Amiro had the nano and shutting down Bonesy as well. Bonesy only 50% of the way to the ult. Luckily, Herbology is going to be able to get this under Amiro, and unfortunately, Herbology is going to go down. Shatter, huge Transflict, exerting a little bit of MTD there. Spoony finally backed up, And the Cats' defense has looked impenetrable thus far. They rarely lose players. When they do, I mean, Paige has that res as well, and they've done a great job of forcing out the Kerbology Mercy res. Just feels like an impenetrable defense, but Awesome Angler is building up some ults, and you know ults have been the key to victory for them.
Yeah, but the Cats this time have also thrown, and etc. gets another big pick. He's really just warmed up now. He's just lighting up the kill feed.
We got Bob gets forced a little bit back, but still gonna be able to get a lot of value here. Just laid down on point, eventually goes away, and now Bonesy has to hit a very big Nano Blade here. Finds one. Booney's there to back up, and it's going to be the Nano Blade that's going to be enough to take this base, etc. Able to find Zelos, though. This could be a recontestable situation if etc. can do something absolutely huge here, but no, gets shut down by Bonesy, or Booney. A little bit of excitement from Booney there. Love to see it. Because now, Awesome Anglers are going to be able to cap this point.
Yeah, and the Anglers, the good thing about their comp is they have one really good hard win condition. That's the Nano Blade. They can just farm it up. They can lose a couple of fights, but they just play around the Nano Blade, and it's another big flux by Sonic Chronic.
Oh, the timing on the pin was absolutely amazing, but Cathect with an amazing anti to really respond to that. That's going to be able to keep Transflect up and really enable Transflect to go in on the rest of the team. Now it's going to be Whalefish and etc. cleaning up the rest of the picks for the Chicago Cats. Zelos and support line, all of the Awesome Anglers forced to really reset. Booney finally going to be there to reclaim the space, reclaim the choke.
Yeah, and now the Cats can set up high ground, and this is looking a lot better for them. As long as they can stop this cart while it's still in the open and force the Anglers into some bad picks, bad fights. But the bomb comes through, the block gets shattered, or the shattered gets blocked, not the block gets shattered, I don't know what I'm saying, but Bonesy with the Nano Blade coming in clutch, huge blade, gets 3. And Zelos cleans up the Mercy at the end. And this is last fight territory for the Cats, and they have a Bob and a Valk, and maybe a Dragon.
But do they even have a contest at this point? Transflex attempting to really get back to the point as a team.
Booney with the flank shatter. Booney with the flank shatter. He drops it down.
That's gonna be huge. Oh my gosh, Booney. Kerbology able to hit a res onto Transflex. Transflex really gonna, sorry, Paige gonna be able to hit a res. Transflex can be the only hope there, but no contest gonna come through. They're gonna be there to clean back up these fights, clean back up the entire match, and the Anglers take it 3-1.
You know, I got the score right. I just, got the wrong winner.
Wrong. I may have guessed that there was a few too many matches, but I wasn't even close.
Go big or go home.
At all. Yeah, go big or go home. That's all I can say. GG. Just like Booney. GG. Look at that. He goes crazy. He swings hammer.
He's crazy.
He wins those.
Insane.
All right. Unfortunately, Chicago Cats, unfortunately, not going to be able to get that win. Very sad, especially for something like Paige. Another completely winless season, but
hey,
awesome
the season, the good thing is the season is not over for the Cats, guys.
Good call.
The season is not over.
It is not over. But now we got to talk MVP of this match. And we have a lot of great players on the Awesome Anglers, but is there anybody who really stood out to you?
I think the man, the myth, the legend has to get it this time. Doing just a lot on the tank role, and that is the founder, Booney himself.
Of course.
Just some really big plays, big shatters. I mean, he had like 8 shatters on King's Row or something, like just way too many. Like, come on, man, you're too good. You're too good. You shouldn't have retired. Come back. I mean, you're still in the league, please. But you know what I mean.
Come back as founder. Take it from Marco. Snatch the founder back. Hit him with a Ryan shatter, and then get out.
Yeah, and just really his Reinhardt expertise, just showing a masterclass on how the hero should be played, and there he is.
The man, the myth, the legend.
My first player of the match in 5.5 seasons.
Wait, what?
There's
Actually?
no way.
There's
This is
no
my
way.
no. This is my first one. I've never got it before.
What?
The snubs that this man gets.
He hasn't even gotten best caster yet. I just want to point that out here. And I just
This
gotta
is
also point out,
unbelievable.
donate to Bunik cosplay stream. I want to see it. I want to see lots of donations. I know I said it at the start of the stream, but I'm saying it now. You guys better donate. I want to see donations. Anyway,
Yeah, guys,
Greg,
get it-
I
get it
gotcha.
done. Get it done.
get it done.
I'm putting in the max amount right now. I put in 2,000 points. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. Come on.
I put 4,250. Oh, you actually put 8,000 points in.
All
Dude.
right.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways, congratulations on the match win and also the MVP, and this also somehow being your first MVP. What'd you think of the match today?
I think we played great, honestly. Like the first map, they has in the first half, not gonna lie. They played that Sombra comp, they played it really well, actually. Shout out to Kath. He was annoying, but in a good way on the Sombra. You know, as any main tank would know, that's just not fun to play against. But then on King's Row, I think it finally clicked for us. Like, hey, why don't we just enable, instead of, usually the strategies enable Bonesy, but why don't we enable me? So I was able to go hard in the paint. So shout out to the supports. I know you guys said, Emerald could have been the other player of the match, and I agree. Both her and Herbology definitely earned a player of the match nod. But I think everybody kind of stepped today. You got to shout out Zealous as well for going toe to toe with etc. on the Widowmaker on Havana. That was crazy, actually. He told us in the hero select, I think I can diff this guy, and we're like, no, just like Ash or something. Then defense, he locks it. He's like, I got this. I can diff him. I swear. And he won like the first few duels and got some pretty good attacks. So everybody played out of their gourd today. It was just a great, awesome Anglers win.
Very awesome
Huge
win.
plays.
Yeah, going hard in the paint, great strategy, and I mean, you guys do a great job of it. Your brawl comp looked extremely scary there, and it felt like on every single map, you could just, go you on Reinhardt, and you could really stabilize the team and ensure that you'd always get value.
Yeah, that was the first game in a while I actually felt like I was just kind of dominating. Like, it's been a while. Everybody knows me as the Ryan guy, but last few seasons it's been a bit of a slumber. The man-on-man champ took a few seasons off, but this season he finally came back, and this match he had a good showing, and I'm really happy with how I played today, actually. And shout out to my mom. I know that my mom and dad are watching this game right now, so
Of course.
I did it for you guys.
What kind
Happy
of
25th anniversary, by the way.
Oh, come on, guys, shout it out,
Yeah, I gotta shout it out.
big.
Gotta shout it out. Somebody clip it.
What's going through your head as you're playing Reinhardt, Booney? If I could pull the Yeetmeister interview question onto you, what's going through your head as you're swinging the big hammer?
I mean the big thing is this game. I felt I got a couple fights, a lot of charges in where I would just randomly die. But the other times when I was actually playing like how you should actually play, I was focusing more on the maintain the space aspect, but also with my excellent support line, the damage putting out there, I have the ability to not be the main kind of focus, and I can swing. So it's a really huge advantage for me as the Reinhardt to be able to walk forward and swing my hammer as well as stay alive with my shield and maintain the space for my squad. Allows Zelos and Bonesy to kind of pop off, but also Sonic is absolutely huge in the peel. He won the first player of the match for the reason against the OTs. So I think his Sigma, he said he's never played it this season in Gopherwatch League. So he came out absolutely chatted out on that character, especially on Blizzard World, some huge fluxes. And so I think just going through my mind is how can I help my team most. I'm also thinking how can I build Shatter the fastest and slam it down. But I think there's a lot of things to go through a Reinhardt player's head, tracking cooldowns, shield management, and all that. So I think today it was a great feeling day. Woke up early, good side of the bed, hit a nice chest day in the pump. I was feeling it. Had a burger for dinner. Oh my goodness, everything's going right today.
Yo, the bench press is shaking in its boots after seeing that Reinhardt display.
Obviously, yes, high accolades for your team, but I mean, you did get to 1v1, president versus president.
Oh yes, true.
Yeah.
The president diff had to be asserted. I'm sorry, Trace, but
yeah,
that's the founder diff coming in there. But the president's a cool title, no, but founder is just simply far superior.
Of course.
The founding titan of Gopherwatch League.
And University of
I go to
Minnesota.
9 of my admins. I spread my power amongst my 9 admins.
Yep. What'd you think about the cats, like, composition wise? What did you like? You have such great analysis ability. So what did you like from them? What was hard to counter on their team?
that first point, especially on Oasis, that Sombra comp is so deadly. When they're playing that, Triste is a very aggressive Reinhardt in her own style, so she's able to play that with the Sombra really effectively because Kath is also a very excellent Sombra player, getting the timely hacks on either a solid DPS or the off tank, always allowing their team to walk in very strong. And then you kind of just back it up with the Whalefish DPS. That guy, they just traded for him this week, and he came out and showed up today. Like, that was a monstrous showing from Whalefish. I was scared of that guy coming into this game for real. But then you also have Elliot, who was swapping over onto the tank for the first map, and his Zarya has always been really clean because Elliot, good aimer, so the Zarya is kind of natural to him. And playing that Ryan Zarya competition with the Sombra, they just were able to play super aggressive. They had the Lucio, we didn't, so they were able to walk in, take the space, and play the game how it should be played. So I think they had a great idea going in. We just kind of adapted with the Pharah on King's Row, and then from there on out, they swapped comps, and we kind of just felt the momentum shift in our favor there.
All right. If we could ask one last question, Mr. Founder.
My first time I actually get to answer El Clasico.
The El Clasico, the one and only Gopherwatch League question. If someone else on your team could be the match MVP, who would it be, Booney?
That is really hard. I think I gave a shout out to basically everybody in the team.
You did, yeah.
Except Bonesy, because that guy was trolling on Blizzard World, hard trolling. Actual throwing our games, locking Genji and refusing to swap and building Blade. But I think, there's so many. I won't give my answer just yet, but I want to give a quick shout out to Sonic for the peel, as always, keeping our sports alive, especially against double sniper. Not always the easiest thing. Zello stepping up on an off roll against a very strong DPS duo, Whalefish and etc. Kerbology. And then I'll give it to, I gotta say the other person to give it to has gotta be Emro. The Ana's not always the optimal pick because BAP is just so strong with a Reinhardt, but Emro made it work. Every single nade they seemed to throw was huge. I saw 5 people get purpled. The Ryans were always slept. The nanos were always huge. I love playing Ryan with an Ana, so I get the nano and swing. It's so much fun. So I gotta shout out Emro for enabling me today to feed a little bit and have some fun. So I gotta give it to Emro if it's not me.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you finally, after 5.5 seasons, got MVP. So
I'm finally here in the casters chat, not answering the questions. Let's go.
Let's go. Well, I hope we did our justice as casters in answering the questions. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. And again, congratulations on your win. I'm looking forward to seeing the awesome anglers in playoffs.
Thank you very much. Don't sleep on the cats, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They're just going to get better from here. Bye-bye.
All right. And that's going to be it from us. And I'm proud to be the one saying it. It's playoff time. Naga, I mean, it's going to be hype. We got playoffs coming right up around the corner. And now I believe that all the matches are set up. Everybody's in their position. Everybody knows exactly where they're playing. And it's only going up from here. So y'all got to stay tuned to Gopherwatch League. And you got to stay for all the action because it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be super cool to watch.
All right. And then unless you got anything else, I think
we're
time
good.
to close out. I got to, again, give a huge shout out to Fedora on the prod, the man, the Torbjorn man himself, doing an amazing job getting all these POVs. We couldn't be here without him. So, again, huge shout out to, in my opinion, one of the best producers in the Gopherwatch League, 100%. And then, obviously, you, Naga, doing an amazing job co-casting. I know you said you didn't feel that well before this, but I mean, you did an amazing job despite that. So showing up when it matters most is going to be it. But we want to see you guys show up for these playoff matches. So from us at the Gopherwatch League, we will see you very, very shortly for some amazing playoff battles. Bye.